And here we are. Howdy, fellas.
How are you doing?
Yeah, how's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? But anyway, here we go again. It's Tuesday, it's 5:30, and that means it's time to chat on the workbench for a little bit. And we already got Gig Olds TJ. TJ, from now on in, I'm just going to call you Luigi. There's just no way about it. You are, from this day forward, known as Luigi. And if anybody wants to know why, he posted this picture of himself earlier. Look at that. There it is. Does he not look like Luigi? We put a green hat on him, was an L, and he is Luigi. So,
Assuming it's real. I hear some echo.
you hear some echo?
I did for a second there. I didn't. Now I don't hear it. Don't hear it now.
One here. So, anyway, let's see what else we have in here. Drone Shots is here. FTFO Media, East Coast Dusty, and Crisis Actor. All right. A new face.
John Siri. Welcome. How are you guys doing?
And Akiara shows in the house. How about
Early.
that? Warren, welcome. So, do we need to address the elephant in the room? Just a little bit. Let's get that out of the way. So, let's talk about these freaking stupid ass price hikes and the justification thereof. And
the ones we can't do anything about.
yeah, I mean, you have Matchstick coming out on one side. These are scalpers, and then you got, oh, here we go again with my freaking hand signals. And then you have Bartwell on the other side, and Bartwell saying, well, you know, they need to have cash to buy a new product, yada, yada, yada. I mean, if I had an FPV retail business right now, I'd probably just hold my horses on ordering anything and see how this tariff thing plays out.
Yeah, there's a lot of
This 145% tariff is not going to be long lived. There's no way.
Like anything that happens, you know, in this world, it's not forever. There's never anything that goes on forever, except for death and taxes. That we know that for sure. But as far as this kind of stuff, and you can't do anything about it. So you got to have to learn to live within it, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, what quirks me more than anything on this whole price hike, okay, we know what's going to come. There's no way around it, but that all the major players hold the same price hike at about the same time. That's a little bit too much of a coinkydink in my book. And, you know, they all come out with similar letters. Now, Get FPV and Race Day Quads, I mean, potato. They're both owned. Get FPV owns both of them. And Power Drone You know, I know those guys talk to each other, but this seems to be a little too in tune. Um, I haven't seen what newbie drone is doing yet, but I'll tell you what, when I see that air units or avatar air units, I should say, walks now avatar air units. There you go. Going from 170 to 270 bucks. And like, yeah, I don't think so, Tim. Um, they have this shit on the shelf right now, and I get that they need to raise funds and order for the next order, but even if they order it now, what's the 145% tariff on it? They will never sell it for the money they got in it. Because eventually those tariffs are going to fall off or nosedive a good amount. And then what they going to do? They're going to have way too much money tied up in these units. So it just
The
I'm not
fireworks comment is interesting because I just thinking about that. Um, we've got. Yeah, let me shut this thing off. Finally got my printer back there. Now I just got to get it to work. Yeah, because fireworks, is part of a lot of different people's celebrations. That's part of it.
And Bob Casey is here. Howdy, fella.
Yeah, I'm not preparing for any of these, any drone related anything for until it gets back in control. So it's good for the fact that you can just kind of hold off for a while and kind of love the one you're with.
For our viewers here, if you're looking for Speedy B flight controllers or anything Speedy B, let me just show you this. Amazon's going to be your friend. Here's the 405 mini wing for 50 bucks. Here's the 30 by 30 stack that sells at Race Day Quads for 190 now for 86 bucks.
Well, those are good prices.
No, this is the one for 180 bucks, the F7. So that's for 120 here. $69.99 for the mini stack. I mean, there's stuff to be had on Amazon. So they haven't put the screws to us yet. And I actually just ordered this like 2 days ago, which this is the F405 all-in-one. And I'm just keeping that for spare on the workbench for now. And when I did find out about all these hikes, I did jump and order a couple of these real quick before the prices go up on these things too. There you go.
The 04 Air Unit.
Air Unit Pro. So, but I've got some frames coming. I've got a AOS frame coming out of Canada. I just get another Flyfish Atlas frame. Why is everything so freaking blown out? I've got the light too high, I think.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, my lighting's all. I got a really bright room right now, so
That's
everything's bright, except for me, of course.
Not better? Yeah. Flyfish RC Atlas 4-inch FPV frame. Because Flyfish now has 04 cages for their frames. You can actually order the frame with the 04 on the tool now. It's going to have the old Gap RC taker in it for flight controller. And some T-Motor 1604s. So, but yeah, if you don't need to buy anything right now, just hold your feet still or do some Amazon shopping.
Yeah, if you haven't flown a Mavic 3, I mean, crap, great drone. I mean, from what I've seen with the Mavic 4, of course they haven't released anything specific that's besides the rotating camera, but you're not going to see an upgrade in camera other than, we've already gone to micro four thirds. So it's not going to be that.
Well,
So, it's,
is DJI even going to release the Mavic 4 in the States right now?
well, they'll release it, but they'll be basically, they have to eventually release something. And
yeah, but are they
it'll
going
be a
to
global
release
release and we will be excluded. And it's
Yeah,
just the
are
way
they
it's going
going
to
to
be.
release it in the US?
Yeah. And then of course
They
people
might
that are,
release it for Canada and Mexico and South America, but the US is probably going to be exempt from this launch.
the cost of it's going to be very difficult because of the, you know, shipping and
Yeah.
sales tax. And and then you end up with, like I said, you end up with a reasonably priced drone. I mean, this thing is going to be between $2,000 and $2,500 for a flagship drone. That is going to be about $5,000 with tariffs. So you really have to, it's not doable. I mean, if you buy it that high, you lose money
Well,
because you can't resell it for that. So you end up with losing, who's got $2,500 to throw around unless you absolutely have to have them for your business, and there's
and
a ton of
Bob,
great drones to use.
you've not seen any DJI price increases. DJI ain't going to raise their prices.
Right. They don't
They're
have to do
going
anything.
you order it from DJI, they'll ship it to you, and when it gets caught in custom, you get the customs bill. So
Right. You'll have to pay the
it's
tariff
not
and
the
you
price that DJI sets, it's the tariffs that are coming on top of it, which is between you and the government.
you'll
And
pay
that's the
you'll pay
same
the,
education Dad got here a while back on the Air 3S. Because you had to pay tariffs on that thing too, didn't you?
I know, I just paid sales tax and nope. It was the $200 hit was sales tax and there was customs, but there was no tariff at that time.
Okay.
It was Canada, and Canada hadn't, so it wasn't bad. It
Well,
was nothing.
Canada is still going to fall under that $800 rule. So anything under $800 is
Yeah,
free for all.
when I bought the flip, it was just a clear transaction. It was easy. But when you spend $1,000 for the one below it, you got into the extra cost, and it ended up
Yeah.
being about $1,500. And then they kind of sweetened the deal and they said, might as well throw an extra battery in it, so then you got that battery because you're going to pay that.
Well, Bob, I think there's a slight difference to the Air 3S. Okay. The Air 3Ss were held up in customs over that freaking slave labor bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay. That was something that DJI had to take care of from there. These tariffs are between the buyer and their government. So
Right.
this is going to be a slightly different animal. So, but yeah, I would say, just hold your feet still, let things play out. There's no way they can sustain this 145% tariff for very long. Some's got to give. Now we're already seeing it with cell phones and computers. They already waived that thing on those. So that tariff's gonna get these little exemptions, and that's gonna look like a Swiss cheese. And then we'll find strange chips on the flight controllers because if you have that one chip on it, it's exempt. Even though it's not doing anything, but it's on there. So
And it's just it's gonna. I mean, you don't want to pay that to get that price is just ridiculous. So you're stuck. No matter where you get it in from, if you want to ship it from wherever.
yeah, now's the time to reuse and recycle. And there's a lot of stuff for sale. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people dropping out of FPV over this, unfortunately, because Stayflat cannot afford this anymore.
You can get you can still get a Mavic 3 Classic. You can get an Air 3, just an old Air 3 for $1,300. Batteries are okay.
There we go. So, well, let's change gears a little bit because this whole tariff thing, we'll have to wait that thing out. That's
It's a
just all
fool's
there is.
argument right now. Yeah.
So, well, change the subject. I've got a new flying field. Are you ready for this? I got a new flying location. I actually joined the AMA, the Academy of Model Aeronautics. Yes, because here in San Antonio, we have a chapter that does allow FPV, and they actually have a field that's an airport, a little airstrip, and I got access to that flying field 7 days a week during daylight hours. We can do some night flying, but that's got to be approved by the airport owner. So, but it's a FRIA, which really, works out nicely. So, got a little bit of footage from the place. This was the Speedy Bee Master 5. We got a little hangar there. There's an old Boner aircraft sitting around. You just got this field here and behind. Couple trees in between. Nice open space. So if you crash, you can actually get to your ship. Yeah, I had an SD card issue, so don't get all excited about that SD card error. Brand new SD card, stuck it in there. and darn it, if the damn thing wasn't bad. So, but hey, at least I got the goggle footage. So, but let's see
Is
here.
that the San Antonio Radio Control Club? Is that what they're called?
Yep.
Okay.
You see this little building here in the middle? That's actually a control tower. They're putting a new roof on that thing. And a
Yeah,
couple
I
of
see.
people
I'm
parked
looking at the
here.
map.
Yeah, Midlake Airport. So it's not the greatest place, but it's a good place. I mean, if you compare it to the soccer fields, at least we got a couple of trees we can zip around here.
Well, you don't have to worry about anything. It's
Yeah. I don't have to worry about anything. I don't have to worry about anyone. You know, it's free, so would I have no remote ID bullshit to deal with? Just zipping around. And the actual airfield is actually on the other side, and that's where they are was their planes. But we talked about it. I'm like, I'm just staying over here on the tree side where you guys not flying anyway. And there was no issues plugging in. There was another guy had DJI FPV on one of his planes. He was buzzing around the area. It was just a good time.
just
So
nice. Yeah. I mean, you can hang out and not have to be stressed out and no Karens
yeah.
and
And since it's an airfield, the neighbors are used to shit buzzing around. So
looking for my
of course, for the odd chance that an airplane might come in to land, then we'll obviously have to fold our shit. But so yeah. Bob Casey, you got that right. We're all supposed to belong to a CBO, community-based organization. So that kind of, even if you fly sub 250, you're still required to adhere to some CBO rules. So there's that.
yeah,
And,
I'm looking for the FRIA on the map here on my Sky Vector map. I just found it. Let's see. Operating area. Let's see. Defined as NOTAM UAS. So yeah, I found it. There's a couple of different areas. I see one, two, three, four of them on my map. South of San Antonio.
this is between two lakes.
Yeah, yeah, I know which one you're at. Like it has a designation. It has it's got a 400-foot ceiling and all that. It's got the whole thing. It's got the whole. There's another one, but I don't think it's the same. It's that those only have 200-foot ceilings because they are in. Let's see.
One of them is actually on a flight pattern of an Air Force base.
Yeah, exactly. I can see that. And then the other one is a 300. That's only 5 hours. So most of these are only short term. That's 5 hours. This one's for 5 hours, and this one's for 5 hours. So these are people operating for whatever. Oh no, it says all of them are valid for 5 hours. It's weird. But this one's it right here. This has got to be it. Because there's the lake. It's an air map, so I can't tell, streetwise what.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll put it on there. This is the little.
Yep.
Well, but I used to host a monthly meetup at a sports park, and now COVID was still a factor at that time, so they didn't really play their sports. So we could ride in there on the weekends and fly drones, but now they are back in full swing with football and soccer and baseball and everything out there. It's real difficult to fly around those people. So actually, you got it wrong, Bob. I'm not 107. What are
It's
you?
got to
What are you
it's got
trying
to
to
it's got
say?
to be this one right here, right?
That is no, that's
Not.
not. No, mine is go to the right a bit. We see Mid Lake Private.
Let's see. Oh, okay, over here.
Yeah.
Right.
See that
So,
R circled
yeah,
R? Yeah.
yeah, okay. So I'm trying to get it to show up. Show. These are just
Gentlemen, Scott, it's no time for name calling just yet.
there's Mid Lake there. So it's these two lakes here.
Yep.
Okay, and there's that. Yeah, these are temporary over here. These are only 5 hour
Yeah.
ones.
But no, this is a permanent FRIA, and I went down on Sunday and hung out with those guys for a bit. Most everybody there is flying airplanes, but the chapter president, he has a DJI FPV, and he's very interested in expanding his FPV stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty hyped about that. So if you are, look on don't even know Sky Vector, look on what's the app here.
Just go to your
Air control.
air control. Yeah, you'll get it on there too. I can look at my phone and get the same thing. Crap.
The hell? Well, I don't know mess about that right now. Air control, I got to log in again. It's always a pain in the neck.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it on mine. Sign in required.
Yeah, I'm dealing with the same thing. I'm not gonna worry about it right now. But
Let's see if I can find it.
yeah, having a free and the place about 25 minutes from my house, so it's not that far to drive.
Texas. Yeah, there's the two lakes. There's the private airport. Elmendorf, is that a town that's close
Yep,
by? Yeah.
Elmendorf.
Yeah, so there's
Where's
there's
that?
the air
Elmendorf.
there's the airport right there. It just isn't marked on there yet. It's green airspace, so it's green.
Yeah, no, the chapter actually pays rent out there to fly. So
Yeah, it's green airspace, which is awesome. And then they have a protected area. They have a
It is a free. So
and it has also, it's uncontrolled. It's airport, so it's all good. All good, man. Yeah, it's on the AMA. It's on the AMA site. So if you look for the AMA, if you go to the AMA model aircraft site, I'll show you. I'll send this to you guys. I'll just put this on the link here. And right there, so that's the location of that specific place. Elmendorf Doodles, St. Anthony. So yeah. And it tells you what the activities are permitted there. You've got ducted fan, 3D, electric, fixed wing, fuel, giant scale helicopters, everything. You can even charge your batteries.
Yep. And that little control tower is a outlet strip where you can plug in batteries, which comes in really handy.
So there it is.
San Antonio RC Club, AMA. So my San Antonio folks, you might want to check into this.
Just like I said, it's a place you can go. There's no, nothing to worry about if you're gonna fly something for the first time or whatever.
It's a place you can go without getting hassled by anyone.
Right. Which sometimes is nice. If you can just go fly somewhere and you just go up.
Jim, what did we tell you about cross-dressing? Oh, he's putting a dresser together. Okay. Yeah, you be careful there, James.
I think the AMA people they're cozying up to the drone idea. It's just
I mean, there's still plenty of chapters that absolutely no cameras, no FPV. There's another chapter close to me that absolutely nothing. Yeah, what's this?
free up flying sites. There's a whole list of them right here. So
well, there's some that are pretty open. There's others that are not so open. So it is what it is.
yeah, if you go to the AMA site, and San Antonio has a bunch of them.
Yeah, here's one at Martinez Dam. No cameras on any aircraft, no FPV of any kind, no turbines allowed. But they are seriously close to Randolph Air Force Base. So I kind of can see why they don't want cameras on anything over there.
Yeah.
Because Randolph is a training site. So
The prop busters. But
So
yeah, it's
there's some. Go look on the AMA site. See if you get a chapter near you that allows multi-rotor and FPV, and if they do, chances are they have a free already. It just, especially if you fly FPV, they have flags and gates at this one that I'm going to that they do set up for racing and stuff. So I'm not the first guy to show up for FPV there. So they were was a good morning of flying. I wonder if they're flying next weekend was Easter and all. So, well, Jim's got to go back to work because the wife is cracking the whip.
yeah, it's going to be. I think everybody just got to get used to the quiet nature of the way this is going to be for a while. I mean, it's really taken the winds out of the sails of all of the the drone hype that's been the last couple of years. I was just looking at the day I made my YouTube channel. I'm just kind of looking back that far. Go, holy crap, that's 8 years ago. And we've gone a long ways in 8 years, but it's almost like we've gone full circle. And there's really, like I said, you can be disappointed and fight the fight. And I think you just still, if you're interested in flying, you just keep flying. And I'm looking for opportunities to fly for sure. The problem is I can't expect things to, to come until the price issue gets taken care of, because I'm not paying full price for anything.
Yeah,
We
no.
gotta, this is a hobby that's expensive already. And if you throw, you know, artificial money over the top of it, it's very difficult. So I'm doing other projects. It's going to eventually fizzle into my bike stuff that I've been doing. Yeah, I can already feel that. Even though I've got some projects on the docket. Got a couple of
Well, I mean,
scooters.
even your bike stuff's going to feel it because, I mean, the bikes are going to be hit with the tariffs just as hard as FPV is.
Right. Anything electronic, anything under, $800 is going to be.
Trying to find footage from that 7-inch.
Yeah, there's some there's a bunch of electronic gadgets I'm messing around with right now. I've got just electronic goofy things, little security camera. I'm going to try to get back printing a little bit. We can get that thing there taken. I had to replace the hot end for that, so that's been kind of keeping me busy. We've got I got, hopefully we'll get a project here from Vivi Bike. Vivi's got a lot of great bike products. So all these guys got to keep, there's a lot of competition. This is spring is bike season coming, and everybody's, they amping up their, their bike sales. So there's still stuff in trail in there's offshore, there's just piles and piles of containers full of these things. And they're in warehouses in California. That's where they're coming from. They're all coming from a warehouse sitting in California, and they've got, they got to keep things, they got to keep the prices down, and they got to keep things being sold. So it's very competitive.
I guess I need to fess up too, because I took the 7-inch shot, right? And plug in the battery, get on the goggles, everything is paired, everything is good. And I take off, and I don't get about a couple yards, and I'm already seeing signal dropping. And just going a little further, and I have complete video failure. Well, yours truly decided to upgrade the firmware on the goggles. And what did I not do before flying? Make sure that I have it set back to 1200 milliwatt. That was on 25 milliwatt. Of course, you get behind the tree, and that was the end of that noise. So, yeah. Oops.
4K wireless transmitter. That'd be cool. Yeah, I'm going to mess around. I got a lot of cameras. I got cameras all over the place. I'm always looking for a remote control camera or something so I can peep. I leave town, man, and I'm out of control. But yeah, I'm gonna stay on the bike path as long as I can, as long as they keep showing up at the doorstep.
Oh, here we go. I found the
What you looking for?
Yeah, here it is. This is my first flight was the 7-inch on 25 milliwatt. So I'm like, keeping it close for a little loop at first.
Is that the set? Oh, that's 7-inch footage there.
That's the 7-inch. And that 7-inch has some issues too.
It's
Don't know
definitely
what.
struggling there. That should be.
Yeah, see it? Right about there is where the video fell. But
Really?
hey, it landed upright.
Where are you, behind the metal shed?
No, behind the tree.
Oh,
I was, yeah. I was, I was right there, right by my
yeah.
truck.
You wouldn't think a tree would take.
Well, we're on 25 milliwatt, pit mode, so to speak. And see all those trees behind me and the drone right now?
Yeah, that clump there.
Yeah, you get all these trees between me and the quad. So yeah, that 7-inch still needs some fine tuning. That thing is not ready for public consumption yet. But it did fly, so must have done something right. What are you getting? Finally getting a 4K wireless transmitter up to run a 300-foot optical. Oh, that sounds pricey. Either way, the optical HDMI or the wireless 4K wireless transmitter, both of them don't sound cheap. Oh, and Brent, eat more possum. Howdy, fella. So, anyhow, yeah, I did finally get I finally got me a place to fly FPV without having to deal with anything or anyone that seems to think that I shouldn't be flying there. So I did go and join the AMA, and I gotta still join that chapter thing, but
Kai's a sellout now. He's a freaking AMA
yeah,
member.
I'm a sellout. You know what? If that's what it's like being a sellout, I don't have a problem with that. I can only recommend for everybody to go look up the AMA and see if there's a chapter close to them where you can fly, where you don't have to worry about a lot of bullshit. So
Yeah, the toy manufacturers are. See what happens with those guys. Because
everybody else is but you, Scott. There. Marty Pants. Now,
toy manufacturers are going to be hammered because of their $79 price tags that they put on things, and now it's going to be much different.
yeah. Well, that $800 rule has fallen away for Chinese imports because of Temu and Wish and AliExpress and all them. Now it's going to be under 800. It's going to get a flat $100 tariff on it. So
yeah, it is like I said, it's a new world, man. We're in a very different place. It'll be interesting to see where that all carries us.
be
I don't.
very, very quiet. We're going to rabbit hunt. How's that?
We'll see if I keep doing my Friday stream because it's like I said, it's nice to have topics of discussion and like even the camera industry is going to be hammered. That's another one, all the YouTubers with cameras. And
speaking of camera, I'm dying to know, which camera are we using today?
Old school Brio.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't. I'm gonna keep using that thing till there's a reason not. I'm not jumping on anything right now. There's a good time to when everybody else is chilling. It's good to chill. There'll be a few things. I still have content to put up. It's just I can.
There's always content to put up. Oh, for those that haven't seen it yet, GNB Batteries is seizing all shipments to the U.S. and Speedy B is only shipping to China. So, and I'm sure a number of manufacturers are going to follow that. So,
Yeah, Insta360's got an X5 coming out. That was a leak just recently here.
oh, Speedy Bee does have a new 3-inch out that I'd be really interested in the frame, but I don't think we can get it anytime soon. But it's definitely on my radar. Right now they're just selling the whole quad, but oh, you guys, there we go. This thing right here. The Speedy Bee Master 3X. It's got this little step in here where it drops the top deck down for the battery to lower the center of gravity, and then you get the air unit sitting upright right behind the camera.
That's a cool design. But look where they stuck those freaking antennas, man. That's Mr. Croc all over again.
Yep. But I'm thinking, a 3D printer and a little bit of ingenuity could possibly create something to put in the back here. And then, no, on SMAs and extend those out. But there's all sorts of different versions of it. But you see how they've got this front cage, so you can swap it between quads. This is kind of interesting. All you got to do is plug in the cable going to FC and into the back, 4 screws, and you're going. You go.
Yeah, I like that module idea.
And apparently, that's the B25 and the Master 3X that share the same cage. So
yeah, everybody forgot about the 03. I mean, the 03 system is a pretty dang good system.
well, this is 04 or 03. So you can use it with either or.
Right. I'm just saying, if you have 03, I mean, it's not like you went anywhere, you went anywhere to disappear.
And here's some good pictures of it. So yeah, we can make these bigger a little bit.
That is definitely a unique design. Power
Yeah,
version.
they just dropped the top deck down for the battery to tuck in. I think it's kind of smart. I'd be definitely interested to play with that frame a little bit.
Yeah, that's the most unique 5-inch.
It's not even 5 inch. This is a 3 inch.
Oh, I assume it was a 5-inch.
Nope, this is a 3 inch.
Oh, look at the wool props. Yeah.
3.5 inch. 35-25 props. So that's
Yeah.
3.5 inch. So if that thing comes available as a frame, I might just jump on that because I'm really happy with that Speedy Bee Master 5 V2 thing that I have already. So and they don't have it on the frames yet for some reason. But right now they're not shipping out anyhow. But here is the Speedy Bee 25. And it has shares that same design. What's that cage? And has that drop on that back deck for the battery.
Right.
Here, you see it right here. Very, very interesting. I have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, that's a neat looking design. That's for sure. Yeah, that is the first unique thing I've seen in a while. But then, of course, I can't get one.
BLHES or BLHE32. So it's going to be BLHES because 32 has gone by the wayside. BL 32 no longer exists and is no longer supported. They completely shut down shop. They were out of Norway, and because of European Union restrictions and what have you, they had to completely shut down and just completely stop everything. They even shut down their service. So there's no way. I'm fairly certain this one, ESC is actually it's Blue Jay. It's actually this spot controller right here. Yeah, everything is blown out. Yeah.
B2B. Good stuff, man. They got cool. They got great designs. They got neat. I like their stacks are good.
No, the stacks in the beginning have some serious issues. Remember
Well,
when
yeah,
we put a
the mini
Speedy Bee
stack,
in the Kai 2?
the mini, yeah, the mini was a freaking. That probably was more me than the freaking stack.
But
But
yeah,
yeah,
in the beginning, they have some serious issues with their ESCs, but they've got that
right.
all worked out now.
Yeah, that was I had to buy that twice.
Then we end up sticking the Sky Star ESC in yours or
Yeah.
something.
Yep. But with the Mario 5, everything went good.
And I had some design issues on the early stacks, but now on the later ones, they work. I built the 7-inch was the 405 stack, and I built the Master 5 was the F7 stack. So, oh, he's already getting the taco call.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
It's taco time. Well, and what did we learn from all this? Don't let all the hype and screaming get to you. Hold your feet still and kind of take a step back and watch things unfold.
Yeah, if you like to fly, you keep flying, and
Yeah.
it's just we're used to things moving fast. Now it's not moving at all again. This is the second time that we've had a long hiatus of stuff. So anyway, I'm gonna head.
Let's see that Master 3 weighs anywhere from 180 to 230 grams, depending on what you've got in there. The 230 has the 04 Pro aluminum head on it. Without the aluminum cage, it's 180. With the aluminum cage, it's 200. And if you get the 04 Pro on there, then it's 230. So it's not sub 250. But if you have a Freya, then you don't have to worry about sub 250. Just saying. So, I mean, I still got my sub 250 flies, and I still hang on to them, and I still go, to different parks with them. But
all righty, my friend, time to hit the road.
it's time to it's Taco Tuesday. It's time. It's dinner time. So
I wish we had some more exciting.
Here.
Hopefully, we can build some excitement here with the make more out of make some lemonade out of lemons, I guess.
Well, I got some material coming. I'm going to be building some stuff that I've already ordered. So the frame should be here next week from Canada. And maybe we'll do a live build session. Something. We'll figure it out. We'll do it on the weekend when we're not time constrained.
We'll get
update. Wisdom, Mr. Dad?
Nope. I'm in the same boat everybody else is and that boat is rocking.
Well, if you haven't done so already, I'd appreciate if you hit that thumbs up on the way out, please. Where are we at on thumbs today? We're at 10. That's pretty reasonable. So anyhow, hit the thumb on the way out, please. We appreciate it. And we'll see y'all next Tuesday, same time, same place, 5:30, live from the Workbench.
Yes.
There.
See you later, my friend.
I'll see you. Appreciate you. And until next week.